All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Anthony Joshua taking on Jake Paul live on Netflix. Here we go, here we go, here we go. I think Jake Paul's gonna knock him out. That's me. Oh! I don't know shit about boxing. What's going on, boys? Welcome back to the channel. We got a live instant reaction. Tyron Woodley taking on Anderson Silva. Round one, here we go. I think Tyron's being too hesitant. Pop, pop, pop. Just stay in there and keep your hands up. Oi! 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 Oh! You know what got him? Was when he brought that leg up. He brought that leg up and feinted him. And caught that uppercut. Damn. Ooh. Ooh. Bop. Bop, bop, bop. Damn. Wow. I mean, at 50 years old, still looking good like that, knocking out people. Damn. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Anthony Joshua taking on Jake Paul live on Netflix. Here we go, here we go, here we go. I think Jake Paul's gonna knock him out. That's me. Here we go. Round one. Jake Paul's doing a good job going left, left and right. Look at Paul's face. God. All right, round one's over, boys. What is... Jake has got to stay on his feet. Come on, Jake. Stop f***ing wrestling, dog. What's the odds looking like? They're at 9. Oh my God, I'll throw 20 bucks on that shit. Just, all right, round 5. Right there, like the hugging, you can't do that. You can't do that, Jake. Oh! Ooh, the Jake don't like that. Ooh! You landed that overhand right. These guys. Why is Jake Paul running like that? God damn. Round 6. Come on, Paul. Oh! Oh! Oh, God. I don't know shit about boxing.
I think Jake Paul's gonna knock him out.
Oh. All right, guys, let me get in the office and break this down. And, I had a stupid ass take, a hot take, and I had to eat crow. So let's go do it. And when we're talking about Anthony Joshua taking on Jake Paul, gotta let you guys know this video is sponsored by PrizePicks. Now, PrizePicks is daily fantasy sports game played directly from your phone. It's very simple. Get on your phone, download PrizePicks. When you do that, use my promo code MIGHTY. Cool promotion going on right now. For new users, you play $5, you're gonna get $50 instantly in your lineup. And boys, we went with, one of the cool things with PrizePicks is that you can mismatch and do different sports. So Michael locked in a basketball. Mattis, I'm not even gonna say his last name. Mattis with 2 dunks, we went more. And then Anthony Joshua, we took the free square for him to land one punch. He landed 1 punch. And Jake Paul not to land 24.5 punches. He only landed 16 punches. We locked in a cool $150 on tonight's pick on PrizePicks. And you guys can get in the game as well. Just make sure you guys make the picks at the right place, which is PrizePicks. Now, shout out to PrizePicks for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to me having this bad take about Jake Paul knocking out Anthony Joshua. Shame on DJ. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and we just got done watching Jake Paul get knocked out by Anthony Joshua. Now I'm gonna go ahead and go on record. I got that one wrong. It was another stupid hot take by your boy Demetrious Johnson. I thought Jake Paul could knock out Anthony Joshua. Jake Paul did land that shot that I was looking for. I was looking for Jake Paul to land that overhand right, which he did. And I thought that was going to put Anthony Joshua to sleep. I thought he was going to be able to knock him out. I truly thought that, right? Obviously, when you look at Anthony Joshua's past fights, when he fought Andy Ruiz and he fought Dubois, he got knocked out by some weird stuff. Maybe it was the grind that he was in that caused him to get knocked out so easy by those overhand rights, right? Go back and watch those fights. That's what happened. That's why I went with Jake Paul to win. Now, let's talk about the fight. So, I think when it comes, the biggest thing when you look at Jake Paul when he fights, is he fighting real boxers? Is he fighting guys that, like I always said, I want to see Jake Paul fight somebody in a gym that's 8-2, that's gone through Golden Gloves, that's pop, that's putting stuff together. When you look at his, his victories, he's knocked out Tyron Woodley, he's beat Tyron Woodley. Tyron Woodley's 0-3. I would think, he's beat Anderson Silva, who just knocked out Tyron Woodley. The hardest thing is, like, can we consider Jake Paul a real boxer? There's a part of me that said, what is a real boxer? Like, what's a real boxer? Right? You're looking at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. What's a real black belt? What's a black belt? What's not a black belt? What's a blue belt? And I think that's that thing that we're all fucking 6'7". That's what we're all trying to grasp, right? What is reality? Is Jake Paul a legit boxer or is he not? I was getting frustrated seeing him, shoot a double leg and get on the, I understand Anthony Joshua is a massive body, but I just want to see Jake Paul just like pop, move, pop, just pop, like put some rhythm into the boxing, right? And like he's been going hard for 6 years and he hasn't developed that like boom, that pop, that punch, right? So he has to be athletic. Those are the things that come to my mind when I watch him box. The jab, it's like more of a push. It's not a pop, or pop. Like it's none of that rhythm that he doesn't have. So that's the hardest thing when I'm watching Jake Paul. Another thing too, he makes so much fucking money, so much money. When Arroyo goes, are you gonna keep on going? Of course he's gonna keep going. He's making millions and millions of dollars, and that's where it's just fascinating to me that. Yeah, but let's get back to the fight. But Anthony Joshua did a good job of keeping the right hand up. Right, each time he would throw the jab, and Jake Paul would try to lure him in. He would try to land that overhand right. Anthony Joshua had it. He landed a couple times, but like Anthony Joshua said, it's boxing. You hit me, I'm gonna hit you back. You hit me, I'm gonna hit you back. He is gonna get hit. I thought Anthony Joshua was gonna be able to take that overhand right from Jake Paul, but he was able to eat it. Now, Anthony Joshua was able to find his range, get comfortable, and people are like, oh, he should have got him out of the first, second round. Boxing's hard because the person can run away, and then once you come close to try to hit him in combinations, he can grab you up, and then you can't Muay Thai clinch, you can't knee, you can't elbow, you can't do none of that stuff. You're waiting, you're holding, then you separate, then he has to do it all over again. But eventually, the ref did a good job of saying, come on guys, let's box. But Jake Paul kept doing a double leg. It was almost like Logan Paul versus Dylan Dennis. He kept going for double leg, but then as the rounds kept on going, Anthony Joshua found the right shot. He got his jab out there, moved out, landed the right hand, and I think he hurt Jake Paul to begin with the body shot. But Jake Paul was having fun in there. Even when he got hit with that right hand, he wasn't out cold. He was just like, woo, like fuck, he hits hard. But like Anthony Joshua said, you had to give respect when respect is due. Jake Paul went in there. He fought Anthony Joshua. He got knocked out, TKO. Biggest platform, Netflix, probably made a freaking bag. It's probably the easiest fight Anthony Joshua's made. Now, I think the fight where he fought Francis Ngannou was a lot easier because Francis Ngannou got knocked out, I think, in the first or second round. But yeah, what do I want to see next of both these guys? I think Anthony Joshua, I would love to see him fight Tyson Fury. I think it's a great fight. I think that's one of the things in boxing that I don't like is that it takes so long for these matches to get made. Like, I would love to see Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua. I'd love to see Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua. Those are the two big fights that I've been wanting to see for a very, very, very long time, and we haven't gotten them yet. So hopefully we get Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua. Now, what's next for Jake Paul? He said he wants to take a little break. I think the biggest thing is that let's see him get his cardio in check. Let's see some more technique and rhythm when he fights. Instead of these big shots, maybe a pop, 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 pop. Just like work on, like, if I was with him, I was like, okay, we're gonna work on cadence, like pop, 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 Like I would want to work on this, that speed, agility, from the boxing, this like that quick, you have pop, 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 pop. Like just learning how to really pop, 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 pop. Like, yeah, just really learning how to do pop, 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 pop. That tempo change, he doesn't really have that yet. And I think for somebody who's successful, wealthy, can have the state-of-the-art training, that should be something that it should come natural, right? So, but I would like to see Jake Paul take a little more training, work on certain technical things, work on the cardio, maybe even come down a weight, right? I mean, I think he could probably lose a little weight, get more shredded, and be a lot faster than being a cruiserweight. I don't know what that weight class is. And I'd like to see him fight a boxer, not an influencer, a boxer. I'd love to see him fight Darren Till, a real fighter who's good at boxing, a good size, big man. And I just like to see him continue to fight, not guys that are influencers, but guys who box, who are 8-2, 9-2, or 7-4, 7-3. I don't know. Just I want to see him keep on fighting boxers, and I think it's only going to make him better by fighting guys who are active young boxers. Before Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua fought, we had Anderson Silva taking on Tyron Woodley. Now, this was an interesting matchup because Anderson Silva is 50 years old and the man is still moving like he's 25 years old. I watched the open workout. Anderson Silva looked good. He was light on his feet, throwing the jab, moving, turning the corner when he was throwing the right hand, the check hook, and Tyron Woodley was doing a lot more head movement, trying to get closer. Now, I did not think Tyron Woodley was going to get knocked out. I did not. I didn't know who was going to win that fight, to be honest with you, because those guys are both on the older side. Anderson Silva has been more active in boxing than T Wood has. I believe T Wood took 4 years off in boxing. He made a return. I know he was in camp to get a boxing match, but he did take this fight on short notice because the previous opponent for Anderson Silva was supposed to be Chris Weidman on Netflix. And I like that matchup. Anderson Silva versus Chris Weidman. I think Anderson Silva wins that fight. I think Tyron Woodley is better on the feet than Chris Weidman. So I think we could probably see another knockout from Anderson Silva when those two meet, if they ever do meet. Chris Weidman is sporting not sporting, but he got injured. He injured his arm. So hopefully those two guys get a chance to fight. But I think the biggest thing, with T Wood, I would like to see him get a full camp for somebody who he knows he's going to fight and not take a short notice. And, weight class was the same. He's 0-3, 2 knockouts in boxing, 1 decision loss. I would like to see him be able to fight somebody who's a little bit lower than him and just get a W. I think T Wood's a good guy. I think he's a great fighter. I think he just needs to be able to have an opportunity to fight somebody who is on his level. But Anderson Silva, he's looking great. 50 years old. Still, he's 7-1 in boxing. I feel like he has been the best athlete to come from mixed martial arts to transition very well into boxing. A lot of guys have done it. I would say him and Darren Till have been the two that have caught my eye, who's been able to transition well into boxing and actually fight boxers. So, would I like to see Anderson versus Jake Paul again? No, because I think the size difference is too much, and I don't want to see Jake Paul needs to fight someone who's a little bit younger like he is, not someone who's 50. Tyron Woodley's like 42, 43 years old. But that fight was fun to watch. But here was a tricky thing. When Anderson Silva got Tyron Woodley in the corner, he lifted that leg up. He lifted a leg up and stepped southpaw and threw an uppercut, and that rocked Tyron Woodley. I think when he brought his leg off the ground, I think that kind of threw Tyron Woodley off. And I think in boxing, your feet have to, both feet have to stay connected to the ground, because I think that's the rule, because I don't think you can do a Superman punch. I think both feet have to be connected to the ground. So I think that kind of threw Tyron Woodley off, because once Anderson set that leg up, he lifted it up, switched southpaw, uppercut, rocked T Wood. T Wood came in and he hit him with the right hand, and then it was all over from there. And was it an early stoppage? I think when the ref looked at Tyron Woodley and saw that he wasn't really engaged in the competition of what was going on, he was still hurt and rocked, and he was standing there in the corner and he was fixing his pants. I think the ref made the executive decision, goes, yeah, you're done, dude. Because at the end of the day, the ref's job is there to protect the athletes, to make sure nobody gets hurt and injured seriously bad. And I think it was a good stoppage. just because I don't want to see Tyron really get hurt. It's not like his pay is going to change. I think he gets a flat fee. He made good money, short notice. He lives to fight another day. And there's Silva, he gets to go off and fight another fight at 50 years old. It's expiring. It's incredible. And I can't wait to see what's next for him. Guys, if you guys enjoyed this breakdown, please leave a like, subscribe. Also, hit the bell to go live. And we will see you guys at the next video.